Bow build and Tonkiness doesn't you hear often in one sentence. So far the build looks very promising, the damage and the Tonkiness is there. This build using many mechanics and interaction that you will find very interesting. Although this is not the final form of the build, there is a lot of space to improve. What's up guys, Pidget here. Our skill choice is Tornado Shot. You fire with your bow that travels until it reaches the target location, then it will explode to multiple secondary projectiles. Only one of these secondary projectiles can hit the same enemy. We will using this skill as mines to scale the damage even higher than the self-cast version. Alone this skill is very weak. This is why we using many cheap unique items to increase the overall damage. Video here unique bow is the first one. It will grant us increased bonuses from gained from equipped keyword. This is why matters what keyword we using. The POE 3.26 unique keyword. This will grant us a lot of base damage if we stacking a certain amount of attributes. This build will focus on intelligence and dexterity. The reason for this because of our next piece. Curtain Call unique helmet. This will provide us through additional mines if we reaching 800 dexterity and intelligence. For the total 3 mines per throw. Very important this one, because this is where our multiplier coming from. Normally you only throw one single mine at the time. If you reaching 800 dexterity and intelligence, you will throw 3 mines per cast. All of these unique items is cheap as I promised, but utilizing them could be more expensive. First, as I mentioned, you need 800 dexterity and intelligence. This could be very hard and expensive, but I found a way to fulfill these requirements with cheap items. Reaching 800 intelligence is very easy. We have access to int nodes on the tree and on the gear, but reaching 800 dexterity is very hard. This is where another cheap unique items comes in. First, we will use 2 split personality unique javelin and the furthest spot on the tree with dexterity and intelligence, using careful planning on a very specific spot on the tree. The defensive layers of this build currently huge energy shield pool and regen as well. We're reaching around 2k energy shield regen. The regen is coming from a super cheap Forbidden Flame and Flash combo. We will borrow the Pyromaniac node from Saboteur. This will provide us 20% energy regen per second. Because we are allocating the Zealot's Oath keystone, so the life regen from the Pyromaniac node we are getting converted to energy shield regen. We can generate endurance charges with Enduring Cry because we took the Trickster Ascendancy node Swift Killer, so our endurance charges will last 30 seconds instead of 10 seconds. Increasing our maximum resistance with elemental flasks that we can also sustain thanks to the Tides of Time unique belt. I just want to highlight the items that we're using in the build currently, which can be changed in the future. We're using Widow Hair unique bow. This will grant us increased bonuses gained from equipped keyword. The better percentage will be the better. It's simple as that. Breakpoint is around 243%. This is where we grants us the maximum amount of bonuses. So do not overpay for the 251 because this can be rolled 250%, which is overkill in my opinion, because you will not getting more benefit from the keyword that you're using. Speaking about the keyword, we're using POE 3.26 unique keyword with bow attacks, fire and additional arrow corruption. Although this was very cheap guys, so it was around 2 divine, and this will grant us, because of the unique bow, 3 additional projectile, which is very huge for Tornado Shot especially. It will increase all the added damage to attacks per dexterity, strength and intelligence, although once again we just only focusing on dexterity and intelligence stacking with this build. And speaking about that, right now I have 920 intelligence and 845 dexterity with the build, so this keyword is providing us a lot of base damage alone. We're using another cheap unique item, Curtain Call. This will give us opportunity to throw more mines per throw. Right now, as you can see here, I'm throwing 3 mines with single throw, and you need 800 and 800 intelligence and dexterity separately. So this is why it's very important to reach this magic number on both sides. Eye of the Great Wolf Amulet, which is, by the way, I know it's very intimidating on the first look, but it's very cheap because we just only care about the increased attributes, and you know the go back crit's chance is just there, so it's not that bad. So it's granting us like a 6% more damage around. So if you can get like a crit multiplier, for instance, you know, but that is way expensive than this one, and we care about only the increased attributes and you need to quality up with Tainted Catalyst or just purchase it, just as I done. I paid for this one 2 whole divine, and sadly you need a tainted oil for the anointment, and the anointing Master Fletcher bow attacks fire additional arrow. This is an additional projectile, so this beard, by the way, shooting out 6 projectile, guys, so it's very nice. Feel on the clear and signal target as well. Tides of Time unique belt, surprise surprise. Utility flasks gain free charge every 3 seconds, and this is why we can sustain all of these flasks that you see here. And now, guys, so the rest of the rare is a Trickster gear, literally Trickster gears, and sadly, guys, this is the only expensive part of the build, because you need, you know, fractured intelligence on this one, or fractured defense on this one, like evasion, maximum energy shield, and fractured intelligence on the boots as well. So this is the expensive part of the build. Any other part of the build is very cheap, because it can be very easily just purchased from other players for cheap money, such as like this ring. So you would be say this was expensive. It was 100 KS as well, and this was also 100 KS, so it was very cheap. And I'm crafted on this one. Non-channeling skill has -7 to total mana cost. So now the passive tree, guys, looks like this. This is a very big passive tree, as you can see here. We traveling a lot of on this one, because so let's start from the start, guys. So the reason why we traveling this far away, because we need to allocate the Zealot's Oath. This will apply the life regeneration to energy shield instead, because we're using once again 2 Forbidden Flame and Flash Javel, as you can see here, with allocates Pyromaniac. And by the way, this was like 60 KS total for the both, and this will provide us a lot of energy shield regen, as you were seeing in the showcase. So the next thing is, because we're traveling that far away from our starting zone, we can use the split personality javels with dexterity and intelligence. Both was like 5 KS, very cheap once again. And you can see here, this is why it's orange, the traveling side, because this is implies how far away and where is your speed personality is allocated. This is, by the way, 29 passive points away from the start, so this tree is literally tailored for this one. This is why it looks like very weirdly like this. You're not really seeing a Trickster pathing like this, right? So yeah, we're using here a cluster javel with inspired oppression and disorienting display, and that's it. This is the two that we care about this, and the third one is whatever, it will always be there, so we're not taking that. We don't have that much point. Continuing the traveling, we taking here the careful planning. Once again, this will provide us dexterity, and also it will transform all of these intelligence nodes to dexterity. So this Javel alone grants us like almost 100 dexterity, and it is very cheap as well. And we're using another cluster Javel here with the same nodes, inspired oppression and disorienting display. We was talking about the Forbidden Flame and Flash combo here, but once again it's here, and now we arriving this part of the tree. So you can see here we using here a Thread of Hope with massive ring. This is from Ibersirus, and we allocating a lot of nodes because we wanted to skip all of the traveling and so on. So we allocating here the Devastating Device, the Volatile Mines, and continuing here down there, we allocating the multi-shot. This will grants us additional projectile. We allocating Void Barrier, and we allocating here the Trickery, and lastly we allocating successive detonations. And this is how much nodes that we allocating with one single Javel with the Thread of Hope. So this is, I would say, a very nice way to use this unique Javel. And once again, we arriving here another cluster Javel, because this is using free cluster Javel. We using inspired oppression and disorienting display, and we using here a Storm Shroud, you know, to gain elemental ailments immunity. And also I'm using one single Javel with corrupted blood immunity, so it will grants us, you know, even more attributes and intelligence, and that is the thing that we care about. This we here allocating here Light of the Meaning with increased lightning damage. By the way, this spot is giving us 21% more damage with this Javel, which is kind of nice if you considering this is a very cheap unique jewel as well, and we taking here 1, 2, 3 and 4 avoid being stunned tattoo. This is how we were getting 100 avoidance, because we have 50% from the flask, and the Tides of Time will increase this one even further, so we have a 105% avoid being stunned, which is you know, more than enough to become stun immune. And we allocating here one single rune graft with Runegraft of the Fortress. This sphere grants us global defense. This is grants us like 600 energy shield and evasion as well. But although it will reduce our attributes, which is, you know, kind of a big trade-off with this build, because we stacking attributes, right? So maybe later on I will remove that, but right now I could fit in, so I will use that one. And also is granting us more energy shield, which is pretty damn nice if you ask me. And the Ascendancy looks like this, guys. So we're allocating the Polymath, we're allocating Swift Killer, Escape Artist and Spellbreaker. And the reason why we're not taking the Soul Drinker, because we cannot leech with our Mines damage, because your Mines is not giving you leech or any sort of on-kill effect at all, unless it's from poison or ignite or something like that. So it's not worth to take this one. So this will help us to cap or suppression, and obviously the Swift Killer will grants us charge duration, which is helping us to get you know, sustain or endurance charges, which is a massive boost if you ask me, because it will grants us, you know, less physical damage and elemental damage taken. And also I'm using on my right click Immortal Call as well, so we can, you know, consume the endurance charges, especially Agnis needs Uber Shaper Slam, because Uber Shaper Slam sadly can kill this build. But with this combination, you know, endurance charge and Immortal Call, we will taking way less damage from the Shaper Slam, so we can easily just you know, tank it. So normally we will have like almost 5-second long Immortal Call duration, which is pretty damn nice, especially on an encounter that can kill the character with a very big phys damage, because sadly this character doesn't have that much physical damage reduction or energy shield pool if you're comparing to my Smite Trickster, for instance. Now let's talk about the links, guys. So in the weapon we're using Tornado Shot, Volatility, Awakened Elemental Damage, it attack support, Charge Mines, High Impact Mine, and Awakened Added Lightning Damage. In our helmet I'm using Discipline, Enlighten level 3, Summon Skitterbots and Arctic Armor. In our gloves, we're using Urgent Orders, More Duration, Enduring Cry, and Bear Trap. In our boots, Assassin Mark, Ensha Support, Detonate Mines, and Automation. In our body armor, I'm using a 5-link setup, Immortal Call, Inspiration, More Duration, Flame Dash, and Tornado. This build, I would say, very unique, guys. So not seen one single people playing like this with a Trickster, Tornado Shot, Mines, especially that Tonky as well. So, you know, I feel like once again I made something very unique, and I hope you will enjoy this build, guys, as always. Full build guide we are getting in the following days as always, so we will see how the build will transitioning and transforming in the meantime. Till then, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any question, please leave a comment below, or you can find me on twitch.tv/Pidget2. Thanks for watching. I was Pidget. See you next time.